else. This is basically like saying 15 minus 6. But the answer is going to be what? A negative. So 6 plus negative 15, it's going to be what? Negative 9. Is negative 9 less or equal than negative 9? Obviously, it's equal. So that means it's correct. But they said anything that is less or equal than negative 15. Let's try to say not negative 15. Let's say negative 16. Isn't negative 16 less than negative 15? If I say negative 16, in this case, 6 plus negative 16, it's going to be what? It's going to be negative 10. Is negative 10 less than negative 9? Yes, it's less in here. Look at the top. If I say here was 0, and here negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, blah, 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 keeps going. Which one is actually bigger? Negative 1 is bigger than negative 2. Negative 2 is bigger than negative 3. Negative 3 is bigger than negative 4. And same thing applies here. Now, let's focus on our solution, which is h is less than or equal to negative 15. How we can draw it? We have a number line in here. We have it from negative 11, keeps going to negative 19, and keeps going forever. What should I do first? Should I do a normal circle, open circle, or a closed circle? All you have to do is look back in here. We have less or equal. Since we have equal, that means it must be what? It must be closed. And it's going to be what? Less than 15. That means it's going to keep going what? To the left, as you can see from this number line. Now, let's see some other examples. Let's see. Oh, in this case, it's going to be very interesting, which is because we're going to use decimals. 0.4 plus y is less than or equal to the negative 9.6. So again, take your attention to this. Okay, pay all of your attention to this. And let's try to solve it together. First step, we need what? We need the y alone. How do we get rid of this number? Just find the inverse of this number. This number is 0.4. Since it's a 0.4, we need to give it what? A positive 0.4. We're going to give it a negative 0.4, as you can see from here. So 0.4 minus 0.4, it's gone. I have y left. Again, in equations and inequalities, always, if you subtract a number from the left side, you have to do the same on the right side. If you add number on the left side, you have to do the same thing on the right side. This is always in math. You have to do the same on both sides. Just like when we are adding or subtracting fractions. Okay? And simplifying them or finding the simplest form or equivalent fractions. Anyway, 0.4 minus 0.4, it's gone. We have y left. Less than or equal to is the same. It's going to be less than or equal to negative 9.6 minus 0.4. Now, how can you find that? Just like the first two examples before, we did a minus and a minus. This is like saying minus 9 minus 1. Obviously, it's going to be minus 10. All we have to do is add them together and give them the negative. So, the same thing applies here. Negative 6. Negative 9.6 minus negative 4. It's going to be what? Negative 10. Simple addition. 9.6 plus 0.4. It's 10. And give it the sign, which is negative. What does that mean? That means the solution of this inequality is what? Y is always going to be less than or equal to negative 10. Let's check our solution. Is it correct? All we have to do is go back to the original one, and instead of y, write any number that is what? Less than or equal to negative 10. Let me just clear this. and we can check our work. Let's say instead we can write negative 10 itself in here. Pay attention here. 0.4 plus y is less than or equal to negative 9.6. If we put instead of y the negative 10 itself, is it going to be less than or equal to negative 9.6? Let's see. 0.4 positive, not negative, positive, plus 10 plus negative 10. This is like saying 10 minus 0.4. It's going to be what? Negative 9.6 less than what? Negative 9.6. Is it less than? Obviously no. It's less than or equal to negative 9.6. And in this case, it's an equal to 9.6. Well, if you want to do other than negative 10, you can do negative 10.1. You can do negative 10.5. You can do negative 11. What if you put negative 11? It's the same as saying 11 minus 0.4. It's going to be what? Instead of negative 9.6, it's going to be obviously negative 10.6. So it doesn't write here. Okay? And negative 10.6 is obviously less than negative 9.6. Now going to the second part, which is what? Graphing this. Is our work correct or not? Can we graph our work or not? Yes, we can. First thing, you need to do what? A number line. Okay, so as we know, in this case, it's an equal, less or equal to, so that means it's going to be what? A closed dot. Where do I put this closed dot? Obviously from the answer we just gathered, which is negative 9. So it's going to be a negative 9. Less than or equal to less, that means it's going to go to what? It's just going to keep going to the left. What if the answer was, just quick revision, what if it was y is greater than negative 8? Not greater and equal, negative. Is it going to be open or closed? It's obviously going to be a closed dot, like this. Where do I place this closed dot? On the negative 8. Y is bigger, greater. That means the line gonna go what? Obviously to the right. Why? Because in here we are dealing with negative numbers. Negative 7 is bigger than negative 8. Negative 6 bigger than negative 7 and 8. And so on. We can solve more examples now.